This is a PowerPoint on Galakrond, Azeroth's End. Starting, what is Galakrond? Galakrond is a hero card that came out in Descent of Dragons. He is 7 mana across all 5 classes of the League of Evil. Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, Priest, and Warrior. He gives you 5 armor, and then he has 3 stages depending on how many times you've invoked him. At 0 invokes, it's the weakest, then 2, it evolves, and 4, it evolves. At 4, you also equip the 5/2 Dragonclaw. The invoke cards are battle cries, typically, where it's a battle cry it invokes, and then it triggers your hero power that is specific to the hero card. And then you had Kronk, Dragonhoof, who is a payoff card. It is a 6-mana 6/6, and it would either draw Galakrond, or if you had already played him, he would give you the option for these spells. Deal 5 damage to all other minions, deal 5 damage to the enemy hero, restore 5 to your hero, give your other minions +2/+2, or summon an 8/8 dragon with Taunt. Starting with Priest, you had Galakrond the Unspeakable, which would destroy 1, 2, and 4 minions, if I remember correctly, based on its invoke. Then the hero power would give you a random Priest minion in your hand. This card was incredible for value for the entire time it was in Standard. It was a good card. It really was good in Darkmoon Faire, though. Darkmoon Faire Control Priest was the best deck in the entire game, and you didn't really even run the other 3 invoke cards or the neutral ones for the deck at all. You only needed Galakrond the Unspeakable, and then you basically could just go until you ran out of cards. I fucking hated playing against this in Collegiate. It was actually atrocious. The mirrors were so terrible to play. So don't lie to me and tell me you enjoyed playing this, because the game would just go to fatigue every single time, and whoever ran out of resources, not fun at all. Anyway, Rogue. Rogue was really strong. Galakrond the Nightmare was the only Galakrond card itself to be nerfed, and it was crazy. I already spoke a little bit about it in the Lackey video, where it would give you a Lackey whenever you trigger its invoke. We already know Lackey is very powerful. And then you would draw 1, 2, and 4 cards. They would cost 0. So if you had things like Togwaggle's Scheme, which is from Rise of Shadows, on a Leroy, you could draw multiple Leroys that all cost 0. And it was really nuts. This was also the best engine for Pillager Rogue for a long time, where you would have Umbral Skulker to gain coins, so you could actually do the Pillager combo. Obviously, once Scabs came out, it was completely useless, but it was still a niche option. Then you have Galakrond the Tempest. Ooh, man, Shaman was nuts. So this package was nerfed twice. Dragon's Pack and Corrupt Elementalist were both nerfed. This card was crazy. Of course, getting a 2/2 or 2/1 rush is probably the best of Invoke anyway. It's very strong. But then you have to account for the fact that Invocation of Frost is just better than something like Glacial Shard, which is a very strong card. Dragon's Pack gave you a lot of stats for 5 mana. Elementalist gave you 2. And then, of course, Galakrond the Tempest would give you, I think it's 2, 4 to 8, if I remember correctly. Like the stats of these raging storms, the big rush minions. Of course, you would play this the old Doom quest, and you'd get 4 8/8s, and it was actually insane. Shudderrock was still in the format, if I remember correctly. Yes, it was. Sorry. Yeah, Shudderrock's still in the format, so you could repeat it. It was really nuts. Then you have Warlock. This is definitely the worst of the Galakronds by far. I mean, the Invoke is pretty bad. The Invokers weren't amazing. 3 mana 1/1. What is that? Fiendish Rites is fine, and then Veiled Worshipper is a good payoff card, but overall, just everything about the card is bad. The Battle Cry isn't great. The Hero Power isn't great. The Invoke and the payoff cards aren't good enough. This one was easily the worst of the 5. Like, that's not up to debate. Then you have Warrior, the coolest one by far. This was the only one that was really aggressively toned that actually succeeded, because, of course, the Warlock one didn't. Getting +3 attack to your hero every single time you play a card was insane. Scion of Ruin was actually nerfed to 4 mana. Ritual Chopper is a great activator. And then, of course, Galakrond the Unspeakable, drawing 4 minions, giving them +4/+4. It was nuts. It would give you a lot to go over the hump, and your opponent would have a hard time dealing with it. It's just really, really cool. But yeah, that's Galakrond's. Personally, I actually really like the Galakrond cards. I think they're really well designed. This is going to be the end of the Year of the Dragon card retrospective that I'm doing. I think it's easily the best year in Hearthstone, in my opinion. It has the good story. All the expansions were fun and nice to play. And yeah, that's going to be it. If you like, if you enjoy, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Rising again! Darker than they've ever been.